Greetings, children. Welcome to your online classes. I would like to ask you to like and subscribe the channel so that you will get all the further videos. This video is for the 5th standard. Subject will be General Science and your first chapter, Living World. Now, what is environment? The things around us is called environment. The world environment is very familiar to us. The things around us that you enjoy, like the hills, the forests, the rivers, the falls, the streams, honeybees, insects, eagle, snake, everything that is around us which make us wonder is our environment. We say that we all today every day you are hearing that we have to save our environment. Yes, because what we are is because of the environment around us, the plants, the trees which provide us oxygen, which provide us food. Everything that we need in life is provided by our environment. So we need to safeguard, to protect our environment for our own well-being. Now I would like to read a story for you. Somana is a lazy person. Even though he owns a piece of land, he has not worked for a single day in his land. He used to live only by receiving what others gave him. That means he used to beg for, ask others to give him food, and he used to live on that. He was very fond of groundnuts, especially the fried groundnuts. Now, I'm sure many of you do like fried groundnuts. Same way, Somana also liked the fried groundnuts. Once, while eating fried groundnuts, he got an idea. He thought that if he sowed groundnut in his land, he would get enough groundnuts to eat, and he need not beg anybody for it. Also, he felt that he sowed fried groundnuts. Yield would be fried groundnuts. Yield means what when the plant grows, when you get the groundnuts from the plants, it's called the yield. So he thought if he sow the fried groundnuts, he would get fried groundnuts in return. So there would be no need to fry the groundnuts. So that he thought he could get the fried groundnuts easily, not knowing the type of seeds to be sown, because he never used to work on the field, so he didn't know what type of groundnuts had to be sown. Somana started sowing fried groundnuts from the next day itself. Seeing Somana work in his field, the neighboring farmers were very happy that Somana had shed his laziness finally. Days passed. Plants grew and the greenery was everywhere, but not a single plant appeared in Somana's land. Now, you need to think, why did plants not grow in Somana's land? Now, answer for that would be raw groundnuts have the characteristic needed to grow in a plant. It is called the living component. In fried groundnuts, the living component is destroyed. The living components, the matter which helps the groundnut to grow, is destroyed when you fry the groundnut. It is called the non-living state. That means it is not a living state. It cannot grow. In the environment, there are living beings which have the living characteristics and non-living beings which do not have the living characteristics. I am sure you all know many examples for living things and non-living things. Our environment consists of both living things and non-living things. Living things have the living components and non-living things do not have these living components. Now we are going to see in this chapter, you are going to see the different characteristics of a living things which can be differentiated from the non-living thing. Now you are going to see 9 characteristics of a living things. Living things can be a man, an animal, a plant, a small creeper, a fish living in the water. All these things comes under living things. Now, I will just briefly explain the characteristics of the living things, and later in the later slides you will understand the in-depth matter of this living beings. Now, first point is living beings are made up of cells. Cells are the smallest unit of life. It is in every living thing. Okay. Living beings respire. Respire means living things breathe. We need to breathe, right? Living beings eat food. We all eat food, right? Yes. Living beings grow. We all grow from first standard to sixth standard, or from fourth standard to fifth standard. When you have come, you have grown. You are not the same that you were in fourth standard. Living beings move. Living beings move. We don't sit in one place. Except for plants, all the other living beings move. Plants and trees are just in one place. Living beings excrete. Living beings excrete means now whatever food we eat, it has to come out of our body. The excess food, the unwanted waste that is thrown out of our body is called excretion or excreta. Living beings reproduce. Living beings reproduce means now a dog will reproduce a puppy. A new puppy is born, like that. Even a tree reproduces to giving birth to a small plant used by the help of its seeds grown from the flowers, like that. Living beings respond to the stimulus. Now respond to the stimulus means when somebody touches you, or you turn towards them, or when somebody calls out your name, you turn towards them. That is called when you how you respond to a stimulus. Living beings have lifespan. Living beings have lifespan means one day we have born, one day the lifespan will end. In the later slides, you will understand more about the characteristics of living things. Now, first, we are going to see the living beings are made up of cells. Either I have given you the example of the plant cell and the animal cell. You don't have to worry about the components inside the plant cell and the animal cell. The only thing that you need to worry about is each and every living thing is made up of cells. Cells means it is the how now when you construct a house, you use bricks, right? We use bricks to construct a house. Now, our cells are like those bricks. Our body is completely made of cells. There is difference between animal cell and the plant cells. Little difference will be there. You don't have to worry about that. But you can understand that the plant cell and animal cell are two different things. The body of all living things including animals and plants are made up of many cells. Now many cells, it can be n number of cells, not one cell or two cells. In an organism like a man or an animal, it is made up of thousands and millions of cells. Okay, so we need our body. Similarly, the body of the living beings is made up of cells. Now, the second point of living beings is that living beings respire. Living beings respire means now we breathe in and breathe out. Now, that is called respiration. During respiration, living beings take in air, use the oxygen, and give out carbon dioxide. In your previous classes, you have learned about the respiration. The same thing happens with the plants also. During the night time, they respire. That means they take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Plants also depend on oxygen for respiration. Plants usually respire through stomata. Stomata means it is a small hole opening which is present on the lower surface of the leaf. As you can see on the in the video, I have shown you the picture of the stomata. Any leaf, and on the lower surface of the leaf you can find the stomata. It is like a small opening, a small hole which is present under the leaf, which helps them to respire the given oxygen, or give out oxygen, or take in carbon dioxide or give out carbon dioxide. Living beings respire through lungs. In the previous classes, you have learned about the respiratory system in the human body. It includes the lungs. You respire through your nose. You take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Yes. Now, living beings eat food. Of course, we all do eat food, right? We eat different kinds of food. We eat plants, we eat animals. You're going to learn more about that and how plants are going to how plants respire or how plants produce food. Food in plants, you're going to see how food how plants prepare food and how animals are getting the food. First, it's about the plants. Now, food of plants. Green plants that produce their own food are called autotrophs. Autotrophs means the plants which can produce their own food. Now, you can in the picture you can see that the plant has grown by the help. First, it has very small leaves. It is grown in size. The leaf has grown. It shows that they produce their own food. Now, preparation of food in plants. The food is prepared through a process called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a very important process which happens in the plants, which help them produce the food in them. Plants use solar energy, carbon dioxide in air, absorb water and minerals and salt from the soil through roots, and prepare food with the help of chlorophyll in the leaf. This process is called photosynthesis. Now, in the picture, you can see that the light energy from the sun, the heat from the sun is absorbed by the plants. They take in carbon dioxide from the environment, and the water and minerals is absorbed from the soil, and if all these things are used and in the presence with the help of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll means the green pigment that is present in the leaf. With the help of this chlorophyll in the leaf, the plants produce food. Food is always in the form of sugar. Okay, this process of preparing food by the plants is called photosynthesis. Now, some plants produce food on their own. Now, some plants depend upon animals for their food. Now, the example you can see the Drosera and the Nepenthes. These two plants, they these plants prepare their own food. They also depend on insects for nitrogen. The plants also need nitrogen. It's a very important component for any living beings. So, if they need nitrogen, what they do is, as you can see the Nepenthes here, it will it is also called as Venus trap. If a fly sits on, they look very attractive. So if a fly or a small insect sits on this plant, it will close the if it will close the tube from above, and it will suck the animal inside. That is, they are called the insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants means the plants which eat on the small insects. They are called insectivorous plants. These are very rare plants, and they are not like the other plants. They do depend on the animals for their food. Next is food of animals. Animals do not prepare their own food. You cook food at home, but to cook food you need the raw ingredients, the rice, the wheat, everything that you need. We all get it from the plants. They depend on plants and other animals for food. Therefore, animals are called heterotrophs. Now, animals are called heterotrophs, and plants are called autotrophs. Autotrophs means they produce the food on their own. Heterotrophs means they depend on other plants or animals for their food. Now, you might have heard about three different types of animals depending upon their food: the herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Herbivores, animals that eat plants and only plant products. Plant products. If you take an example of a cow, they eat only plants and plant products. Carnivores are the animals that eat other animals, the flesh of the other animals. If you take an example of a lion is a carnivore. They eat the food, they feed on the other animals for their flesh. Omnivores means, you can take an example of a bear or us. We eat both plants and animals. Now, we are called omnivores. These are the three different types of animals, where depending upon their types of food they eat: herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. As you can see in the picture, the animals like zebra, cow, the rabbit, they all eat only plants and plants products. Like you can see tomato, onions, carrot, all these things are just the plant and plant products. Carnivores means like lion, tiger, chameleon, snake, these all eat the flesh of the other animals. They usually don't eat plants and plant products, so they come under one category called carnivores. Now omnivores are, as you can see in the example, the hen, the man, the bear, the pig, all these we all eat the different plant products and even the flesh. That's why we are called omnivores. Now, next point about the component of the living beings are living beings grow. Now, you can see in the picture that there's a small baby. It is grown up to be a small boy and then grown up to be an adult. Now, increase in height and size is called growth. I have given you the different examples of a hen. From an egg, how the chick hatches out and it grows to become a hen, and how the small plant grows to become a big tree. These are the examples which show you that living beings grow. All that living beings, now if you take an example of a table in your house, does the table grow? No, the table cannot grow. Or the laptop or the mobile that you're holding now, does it grow from the day you brought it to now? Do you think it has grown? No, not possible. So these things which do not grow comes under non-living things, but living things do grow. Now this was about the first part about this lesson. The remaining part of the lesson will be covered in the next video. Keep following the page and keep liking the videos, and stay home, stay safe, and keep learning, children. Thank you.